and welcome back to my channel, The Midwest Plant Gal. I have been neglecting this Alocasia Jacklyn for longer than I'd like to admit. I bought her, brought her home, meant to transition her over to semi-hydroponic a lot sooner than this. I thought I'd transition her like right away. I didn't. I just put her on my porch, kept letting her be. Now she looks really sad. We're moving her inside for the fall, winter. It is officially time to transition her over to semi-hydroponic growing. I do my semi-hydroponic growing in Alocasia pond. Alocasia, however you want to pronounce it. So let's get her switched over today. I grow all of my Alocasias in semi-hydroponic. I have never successfully grown an Alocasia in soil. That's one of my red flags. Cannot grow Alocasias in soil. So the first step when moving into semi-hydroponic is to remove all the soil. The soil is like dry as all heck. I haven't watered it in an embarrassingly long time. So here's your root ball. And the first thing we're going to want to do, like I said, is simply just remove all of this potting medium. This Alocasia has what's called a root plug, root netting. These kind of have a controversial opinion. Some people say they're fine. Some people don't like them. I don't really love them. I think they're kind of restraining for the roots. They're supposedly dissolve. I've never seen one actually dissolve. They're always still there. I'm taking it off. I don't like them at all. But once again, everyone has different opinions, which is okay. There is a small corm on here. It's not very big. I'm going to leave it alone. In case you don't know, corms are little shoots like these that Alocasias put off by their roots, and you can pluck them off and grow new Alocasias. But this one's so tiny. Usually the smaller ones are harder for me to root and get to grow. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to take it off. Now that I have a large majority of the potting medium off, I'm going to take this to the sink and like really rinse the roots off. Okay, so our roots are really clean now. See how clean those roots are? When you're rinsing them off, you don't want to be super gentle. You would rather lose some roots and get them really clean, because these roots are most likely going to die off anyway when you move it into semi-hydro. It's going to grow water roots, so don't be super gentle. Semi-hydroponic is all about self-watering. There's all kinds of self-watering pots that you can get online in stores, plastic, terracotta, all kinds. These terracotta ones with the string on the inside, you just fill in this little tray with the water. These have become my absolute favorites. They make them in multiple different sizes, but they are a little pricier. They're a little bit more expensive than the plastic ones. I also have some favorite plastic ones I love off Amazon. I will link them below in the description. Today we're going to be using Alocasia pond as the potting medium for the semi-hydro. You can also do clay leca pebbles for hydroponic, semi-hydroponic. The difference between the Alocasia and the leca is these chunkier cocoa pebbly looking balls. Alocasia, on the other hand, pond is these smaller rocks like that, built out of like lava rock and things like that. I personally prefer pond. They both do the same thing. Main differences between this and leca. Leca has no nutrients whatsoever. You would need to make sure that you're using a semi-hydroponic friendly fertilizer or plant food to make sure your plants are getting the nutrients they need. The Alocasia pond has a slow release fertilizer already in it, so you don't need to worry about that for a long time. I also find that this is a little denser and it holds my plants in place a little bit better. Fill the bottom of our planter with the pond. When you move your plant into a semi-hydroponic system, the first time you're going to want to shower method top water your plant. There's two big reasons for this. One, you don't have to pre-clean your pond before using it, but there is some dust and particles on there. Using that shower method helps rinse away all those particles and all that dust. Two, You want to water your plant normally once, allow it to dry out before starting the self-watering system to make sure your plant's adjusting to the pond and prevent any kind of root rot. So the first time around, always use shower method. Once it's dried out, you can then start with a little bit of water in the reservoir and pay attention to it. Make sure it's doing what it should, absorbing the water and drying out. This first time I'm going to water my plant with its SNS 209, which is an all-natural systemic that I found that's also able to be used with hydroponics and semi-hydroponics, which is awesome because I'm obsessed with semi-hydroponics, and this is the first one I've found that you're able to do that with. So that's what we're going to be using today. It's just you mix it in with a gallon of water. It's super easy to use, safe around pets and kids when used correctly. That's why it's my favorite. I'm treating this plant for systemic because I'm bringing it in from outside. It's also new from a nursery. I don't want to transport new pests into the home. While I am letting it drain into the reservoir, I'm going to empty the reservoir once I'm done watering. So I'm going to make sure to really soak it. I'm also going to cut off this dead leaf. That's just how I roll. Boop. Okay. And now our plant is happily transferred to semi-hydroponic. I will be posting an update to this plant in 1 month, so go ahead and like and subscribe below to stay up to date on this Alocasia Jacklyn's transfer over to Lechuza Pond.